Hello everyone and welcome to Top Dead Center, and today we're going to be talking about the Mustang Mach E, that is the Mach E, and how it is actually Ford's stroke of evil genius that's going to make it a great success. So with Ford's debut of the Mach E on Sunday, this is a big change for the Mustang. Up to this point, the Mustang has been one car with different generations as years go by. Now we're looking at a Mustang family. Of course, Ford is sparking a lot of controversy with the latest Mustang being a all-electric crossover. I think that this is a stroke of evil genius, and we'll go over that later, but first of all, let's go over a couple facts. Okay, so for just a moment, let's just strip the Mustang branding off of this car and take a look at it objectively. What is it? Okay, so this is Ford's first all-electric vehicle. It's a crossover, we know that. It's meant to be sporty. It's meant to have a large seating capacity. Of course, it's all-electric, and it's also debuting Ford's new sync system. This is actually what I would consider Ford's major step into their future. If you look at a lot of the cars and trucks and all that kind of stuff that Ford's been putting out for the past couple of years, they've actually been pretty stagnant. This is a massive leap forward. Some could even say that it almost looks like a concept vehicle. It's so different from their usual lineup of cars. Now, many say that copying is the best form of flattery. The Japanese are very well known for doing stuff like that. Ford is actually releasing this Mach E as a competitor to a new vehicle that's going to be coming out later next year, which is the Tesla Model Y. So they're competing for a segment, a very specific niche vehicle. Now the funny part here is this Mach E actually looks very similar to a Tesla. So they're obviously competing with the Model Y. It looks very similar to a Model Y. The interior looks almost exactly the same as a Model X. If you look at the dash layouts, they're almost identical. Now what's funny is Ford in their debut actually kind of poked fun at Tesla, saying that, well, others don't have a display in front of the driver, but we do. Now the funny part is that the Model X has that, but they're not trying to compete with the Model X, they're trying to compete with the Model Y, which doesn't have that, just the center massive screen. Looking at the Mach E objectively, it's actually a pretty decent vehicle. It makes good power numbers, it gets good range, it has a beautiful interior with all the latest bells and whistles, all the latest technology. It's a sleek looking vehicle, but where the controversy starts is when they put the Mustang brand on this vehicle. Okay, so now we'll actually get to why I think that this is Ford's stroke of evil genius. Why evil genius? Okay, well, there's a lot of controversy going on with the release of this Mach E. It's a Mustang, but a lot of people are unhappy with it being called a Mustang. To a lot of people, a Mustang is only a sports car, and that's all it ever should be. They're saying, why would you blaspheme us with an all-electric crossover that's nothing of the sort? Well, here's the deal. Remember when Toyota launched the new Supra, everybody was freaking out that it has to hold up to the legacy that is Supra, it has to match it, it has to be absolutely epic and extravagant and crazy, and then it releases and everybody finds out that it's basically a BMW with Toyota skin on it. Well, a lot of people would consider that bad press, but here's the thing, bad press is good press. Bad press gets you a lot of views. Controversy gets you a lot of views. And what does Ford want right now? A lot of views. The more eyes they can get on their first foray into electric vehicles, the better. And honestly, unlike people like me that own a Mustang and the niche group of people that think that it's complete blasphemy and hate it and don't want anything to do with it because of the Mustang name, we're not mass market. The mass market is probably right now looking at the Mach E and absolutely gobbling it up and loving it. Ford's stroke of evil genius. Bad press is good press. They're getting tons of publicity on the Mach E right now because they labeled a Mustang. Because of that, their advertising is working and they're going to sell a lot of Mach E's. The release of the Mach E is also in line with a lot of Ford's ideology. Make it just good enough at a just slightly better price point and we'll make a killing. That's exactly what they did. The GT models, they have less range. I think they have about 210 miles of battery life, but they can hit mid 3-second acceleration. Well, that's not better than the Model X, which is a 2.70 to 60, but it's going to be better than the Model Y, which again is their target. And then if you don't get the GT and you get the extended range battery, you can hit 300 miles, which the Model X can do 310. But again, their target is the Model Y, which is 300 on the nose. So they hit that perfectly. So they basically made a copy of the Model Y with just a few tweaks here and there so that they might persuade people to go with a more reputable brand or a more well-known brand that is Ford. And the thing is the price point is actually perfect. They're coming in either equal with the Model Y or just slightly under depending on the model that you get. We all know that it's not going to be a track monster. Ford even came out and said that it's not meant for sustained performance when asked if it'll do the Nürburgring. The performance numbers are pretty impressive. If you look at the computed horsepower and torque numbers, I say computed horsepower because it's not actually putting out horsepower technically, it's putting out kilowatts. But if you do the mathematics, it comes out to mid 400s for horsepower, and I believe it's 617 foot-pounds of torque, which is on paper a lot of power. But it's an all-electric crossover. What does that mean? It's a big crossover with a massive battery pack in it. If you look at the Model X, it's a 5,500 pound vehicle. The Mach E probably won't be much different. It'll be a very heavy vehicle. Because of that, it's going to handle weirdly. The center of mass is very low, but it's still a very heavy vehicle. It'll probably also suck the battery down very quickly if you actually drive this thing like a Mustang. Because with all of that power and acceleration that it comes with, you're still pushing that much weight around. With all this being said, guys, I want your input. What do you think of the Mach E? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people in the Mustang community that absolutely despise it for what it is. But if you look at it objectively without the Mustang brand on it, it's actually a really, really good first electric vehicle for Ford. And I think it's actually going to sell quite a lot of units. The problem here with the controversy is that it's a Mustang now. But like I said, I think that's a stroke of evil genius by Ford for marketing, and it's actually going to sell more because of that. Let me know what you think. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.